The lights on and off. There's more, because there was actually an assault that occurred in the Roma Street Watch House. That's another place that needs to be seriously investigated. Like, there's some fucked up things that happen there, I can tell you. Very sad place.
Thank you, young man. We need every non-Indigenous Australian to join with us. And so you had your experience with the bullyman. We've been having it for 220 years. So it's great you're taking up a challenge and coming with us. Look, for those who don't know me, Sam has just finished talking and clearly outlined the entire case, as it has been a most terrible saga that we've had to tolerate. I'm from Townsville, North Queensland. I'm a Birragubba woman up there and an activist for 42 years. And what's so different about this case is that it has brought a lot of world attention, and Brother Les will be following on from me, and we were quite distressed. I've come down from Townsville to find out the CMC's findings, but we were actually stopped, as Sam said, at Parliament House. You know, we have a right. It's this clear segregation between black and white in this country. And we're never going to reconcile or close the gap until the majority of white Australians know the true history of not only the past, but what is going on today. As Sam clearly identified, that from the time our healthy brother who went into jail on Palm Island, and within an hour he's dead from brutal injuries. I don't think I've missed one court case, and I've seen the horrendous things that came out with the change of stories of Sergeant Hurley. All his colleagues, he was being interviewed by his mate, having a beer and supper on the night it happened. The Palm Island community saw all of that. So how can there be transparency from day one? And then Hurley clearly identified in the first sitting that he didn't have any physical contact with our brother. And then when these horrendous injuries came out, a busted portal vein, a liver severed in two, a mulched spleen, fractured ribs, bruising to the face, where he walked in as a healthy, young black male, and the only thing that he came in for, that he was intoxicated. So the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody of 1989 has 339 recommendations. If governments are very serious about having any type of reconciliation, had these recommendations been implemented, we wouldn't be standing here today in total frustration of yet another whitewash. The officers had fabricated so much evidence to support Sergeant Hurley. Sergeant Hurley had changed his story that many times. Forensic doctors came and said the injuries of our brother Mulrunji could not have occurred from just a fall on one step. That it had to be like a head-on car crash or a plane crash or major trauma. And yet the only charges that have been actually laid and gone to jail is our brother Lex Watton, where they said he started the fire at the police station. Some of our brothers and sisters went in there for throwing rocks. When the police came over with all of their gear, and as Sam outlined it, and that's exactly what happened. And then when Christine Clements found Hurley, even the DPP had let him free, Christine Clements came and had a look at everything and found Hurley guilty of manslaughter for the killing of our brother. Hurley himself made a statement under oath that he must have caused the death of our brother. He then said that they must have had bodily contact. Throughout the entire court hearings, he kept having selective amnesia. It was so clear, it was crystal clear that the other officers were lying, fabricating all the evidence, and yet not one police officer has gone to jail. Hurley was then found not guilty by an all-white jury. If we have any credibility left in this country, this report is saying they're going to give disciplinary action. Does that mean they're going to give these officers 2 months on leave on full pay so they can go overseas to Jamaica and lie on the beach and then come back as honest little police officers? We want serious disciplinary action, criminal charges laid. There has been a murder in custody. And not to mention what Sam said, all those other deaths. The whole world knows about this case. We needed another Tony Fitzgerald to come in here and investigate the Queensland Police. Again, people think that police corruption has stopped since Tony Fitzgerald. Hello? If we're going to have a new era, we're waiting on Bob Atkinson, the Commissioner, to do this disciplinary action, and hopefully it will be criminal charges laid. These officers have to go to jail. Just like our brother Lex Watton out there, who is paying the price for all of black Australians. Hurley not only gets some form of promotion, somebody said in the press today he didn't. He got $100,000 without receipts. He said he had $100,000 worth of goods with no receipts that burnt down. He must have had $100,000 worth of CDs. And then the behaviour of the union, like still treating us under the Flora and Fauna Act. My friends out there, the media, you play a very big role in this. We want criminal charges laid against those officers. We want somebody to go to jail here, not just our brothers. It is crystal clear that our brother was killed in custody within 1 hour after Hurley had arrested him and changed his story. My friends, if that was a white male killed in custody, we believe as black Australians that would have been a very different story. And until they start treating us as human beings, we're not going to get any justice. And if we want reconciliation, we've got to have the truth and reconciliation and with justice. Our justice will be Sergeant Hurley and those officers, criminal charges laid on them in 2 weeks' time, Mr. Atkinson, if you have any credibility left. And we'll see where you are as the top cop in this state. You've heard it all, you've had all the reports, it's gone around the world. You've got 14 days, and then we'll be certainly calling for your sacking if we're not happy with how you disciplinary action those 5 corrupt officers. Thank you.